A few videos ago I made a review of some of the accessories that you can get for the Insta360 Go 3. Today I have another Amazon unboxing. Let me just show you what it is. It is a suction cup mount, and yes, this mount is not an Insta360 product. This is a product from one of its competitors, and it's one of the famous competitors, and it is actually just the GoPro Suction Cup Mount. And the reason I got this, I'll explain right now. The Insta360 Go 3 comes with this, which is called the pivot stand, and this is actually a pretty cool thing because this is quite sturdy. It doesn't pivot around very much. If you take the little plastic things off, there's a sticky adhesive pad on there. You stick it on something, you mount your device on here, and you can stick it and you can video stuff. Really convenient, and if you unscrew that, you get access to the 1/4" screw, I think it is 1/4", where you can attach to various tripods and things like that, and you just screw it back on, and it's super convenient. I've been mounting this on the windshield of my car when I've been making videos that way. It's worked, but there's been a problem. So this thing is tiny. This thing, when it does its job well, it does its job really well. However, twice in the last week, at a point, not straight away, but after about half an hour, this thing has fallen off. It hasn't been when I've driven over a big bump. It has just fallen off. One time it was actually stationary in the car park. If this thing keeps falling off, you're going to damage this, and you spend all this money on this, you don't want this thing to break that. So that's number one problem. The second problem is I've lost this plastic cap 3 times already, and I'm very lucky to have found it this time because I actually found it on the side of the road. It must have fallen out of my pocket as I was taking the thing out. This is sticky. This goes in, there's a little click, but for some reason it still falls off. And once you lose this, that means you have no protection for the sticky thing, and if you get lots of gunk on this sticky thing, I'm pretty sure it's not going to stick. Yes, you can wash it down, but if this keeps getting damaged, I think you can say bye-bye to the adhesiveness of this. Because of that, I've kind of lost confidence in this mount a little bit. Yes, I'll still use it from time to time, but the fact that you're hanging it upside down off a windshield where it's going to fall, hit the dashboard, it may bounce off something, scratch it, dent it, break it. So I thought I'd try something else. I looked online and there's not that much stuff, and basically this is the authentic GoPro suction mount. There are a lot of other suction mounts that you can get, but they've had very mixed reviews on Amazon. I don't want to buy stuff that's junk. When I put it on, I don't want to be at risk of breaking my camera, number one, and two is I don't want to be at risk of wasting my money. Yes, this is a little bit more expensive. I think this is like 65 bucks. The other ones vary from about 30 bucks to way more than that. You might as well get the real deal, but bear in mind that the GoPro has a different mount to the Insta360 Go 3. So as I demonstrated in the previous video, this is the mount you get with the pivot stand. This ain't going to fit anything. But in another video, I mentioned that you can get this, has a different bottom to the other one. So this is an official Insta360 Go 3 mount. It comes with these little feet that fold out just like a GoPro Hero. And hence it's able to fit on this GoPro tripod. And your camera fits on here, just like with the pivot stand, although it needs a little bit more fiddling to get it to lock. And just got to be a bit careful about that, but that fits perfectly. And now you're in a position where you basically turn this mount-wise into a GoPro. And that's why it's compatible with this. To open it, you tear the box in not a professional way, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't come with much. There's this thing, that's big, that is huge. And it comes with some of these attachment accessories. Lifetime warranty, which is always good. It's interesting how it doesn't come with an instruction manual. It comes with a suction cup, adjustable arms, I guess that's it, standard base, and a quick release base, maybe that. Industrial strength suction cup for your GoPro. Stays put up to 150 plus miles per hour. So I'm thinking that, so the first thing of this, let's see how good this suction is. So with that clean, any surface, you put it on like this, and you bring that up, you press that button, so it creates like a suction, and then you click that down to a lock, and now you can literally lift up the whole table. And you release that, you give it a twist, and it pops off. So now we look at the different connections you can put on here. The purpose that I wanted to do, I can try just to put that little one into the mount, get it through here and here, tighten him up like so, And I could potentially just pop him straight on here using his feet from the other mount. And I just need one of these screws now, which will go into here. And I have an adapter for my Insta360 Go 3. Imagine if you've got that connected to the car, you can tilt that down like that, you can pop the screen out like that, and hopefully it has more staying power than this thing. You can tell the difference between the two. So this should provide more suction than that, and this is actually suction rather than adhesive. So I just want to finish talking about this GoPro Suction Mount that I'm using for the Insta360 Go 3. This is a different day because I looked through my video and I really hated how I ended the last videos. This mount, in the 2 weeks I've used it, has been really good. The theory of gravity is that anything that goes up must come down. And what you don't want to happen is for your tech to come down. That's why you have to have a really good suction cup. There is a basis for this, which is different to just an adhesive pad on a tiny little round thing, which is what you get on the mount that is included with the Insta360 Go 3. Yes, it's good, but what you're asking it to do compared to something like this, you're hanging a device, which is hefty. It's not really hefty, but there's a weight to it. You're hanging it on a windshield and you're expecting that little round piece of adhesive to hold it tight. It doesn't matter whether you're sitting still or whether you're going through bumps, and especially if you're going to attach it to an outside part of your car where if it falls off, you're going to lose the camera altogether. It's bad enough inside when it falls and it scratches or dents your camera. I think that I cannot rely on this. There is actually physics to this. So it's kind of like a negative pressure and you actually got a much better adhesive. It doesn't rely on just stickiness. I have actually a lot more confidence in this. And I just wanted to show you one thing before I finish. This little buckle here doesn't come with the GoPro Suction Mount. The reason it doesn't come with the GoPro Suction Mount is because it comes with all the GoPro cameras. And because this thing is designed for GoPro cameras, if you don't have a GoPro and you're using an Insta360, you're not going to have this buckle. The point of this buckle is to attach it to this base so that you can attach this Insta360 mount onto it. I believe you can still do it without this thing with one of the other attachments, but it's much better if you do that because it gives you a little bit more separation from the base of the suction cup. And I highly recommend using this GoPro buckle to make this a much smoother experience. So far, touch wood, this thing has held to the windshield really well. It has not fallen off. It looks bulky, but in reality, it actually isn't. It actually works really well with the Insta360 Go 3. I've never stuck this on an outside part of a car. I don't know that I ever will, but I can certainly trust it inside the vehicle. And I think this is a really good buy. It is 60 bucks or so. That's it. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time in another video. Remember to like and subscribe as usual. Have a great day. See you.